All right, Mike, what's going on, man? How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing great. I've got you
Nice.
on here. I've got you right where I want you, right there on the
Right
couch,
here.
man.
Right on
With
the
that
couch.
beautiful painting there behind you.
Yes. Oh, well,
What?
backwards.
What? Yeah.
That threw me off.
So, welcome to the channel, guys. My name is Billy. Lights, camera, action figures. Today, I've got a special guest on the show. On the show. I don't know. I just call it a show now. We'll just go with whatever
Hey,
works. I'm
lights,
learning
camera,
this as I
action.
go.
That's a show.
It's a show, right? So I've got Mike up here. Mike just started a YouTube channel, Eternian Royalty, which I'm going to share with you guys here in a second. He's also on Instagram. He's been on Instagram. How long have you been on Instagram now?
It's 2016, so it'll be 8 years this October.
Okay. And you've got a pretty good following on there. I'm over here looking at it. You've got 1,167 posts and 6,800 followers. Mm-hmm. That's a lot, man. I was just talking to Carlos. I'm pretty sure you saw the interview I did with him.
I did.
I was asking him, how do you keep up with 3,500 people? You got 6,800 people. I mean, it's hard to talk to people and they message you. And
I definitely try, though. I always try to answer everybody that reaches out. Sometimes I get people that they don't realize, like, I'm in the US. I'll get people that write to me in all German or all Spanish. And I'm like, no hablo español. But I always at least try.
Yeah, I get that, actually. What I'll do is I'll just post it over in a translator and I'll write back and whatever, just try to,
just play it off like you speak the language.
No. I'll tell them, I'll type in there. I don't, speak English mainly or Spanish, but whatever. So it's hard to keep up with that many followers. And since we're on that subject, I want to bring one thing up. Someone asked me recently, I only follow like 250, 280 people on my account. And I explained to them when I first started, there was a group of people that I followed, that I enjoyed their content. If you start following too many folks, the stuff that you enjoy looking at or you want to see gets buried. There's people right now that I don't even interact with anymore because I don't see their stuff, and I follow them.
It's very true.
They start peppering in stuff that accounts now that you don't follow. They like suggest you post and all. So it's hard to keep up with the 280 or 50, whatever it is I follow. It's nothing personal. So if I don't follow you back, it's nothing. I'm not doing it on purpose. It's hard to keep up with the people I already follow. For me, I see you follow 1,200 people.
So I was very much like you, and then I'm getting these accounts that are also very much Masters Universe centric. Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, okay, like I enjoy Masters Universe. I want to see Masters Universe stuff on my feed. So I started following these Masters Universe centric pages.
Right.
And then when Origins hit, it exploded, man. Like, in 2016, there wasn't that many Masters Universe pages. And now, because of Masterverse, because of Origins, and just all these people finding out about classics, like everything,
right,
it is blown up. I'm seeing new Masters Universe, and I don't know if it's like a weird, like, I feel them kind of thing. Like I was there, a couple hundred followers. Mm-hmm. And so I would get excited when these big guys that had thousands of followers would follow me. I'm like, whoa, that's really cool. So I always feel obligated to help them, and if they post cool stuff, I'm going to share it.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. I mean, like I said, I tried to do that. It's just that it gets buried. Most of the accounts that I do follow are centered around Thundercats or Masters of the Universe, somewhere in that realm there. A few people who do YouTube, a couple off the beaten path there, maybe some stuff I'm interested in. But it's definitely difficult, man. But I can understand that feeling too, because when you get somebody with a large account that follows you, you're like, oh man, that's a good feeling. So you try to mutual, go back and pay that forward to someone else. Exactly. Give them reason to post, and they know I gotta get a post up and show some stuff. Have you slowed down on your posts at all? You feel like?
A little bit. I ramped it up, when I was in my old spot and I had a lot of stuff displayed. It was easier to post stuff. The past few months have definitely slowed down. Most of my collection is now back in storage.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, yeah,
You got
yeah.
a lot of stuff,
Speaking
man.
of which, right, my
Yeah,
YouTube.
well, yeah, first put YouTube, and then we'll show that here in a second too.
So,
Not the video, but we'll show the
yeah.
thumbnail.
Yeah, so it slowed down a little bit. We're heading into I call it my prime time, right? This is my
Right.
Super Bowl.
SDCC
San Diego
time.
Comic-Con coming up.
Right.
It used to be a back-to-back with San Diego Comic-Con and then PowerCon, but now with PowerCon, I don't even think they're having one this year, right?
No.
So, yeah. But since they moved to Ohio, that was just, I was planning it out, round trip, hotel, all that. It would have been like over $1,000 when I used to be able to drive, and it was a couple $100 to stay at the hotel. So it just wasn't, I don't know, it just wasn't worth it. And being there wasn't even Motu centric anymore. It's kind of sad to see that go. I'm really hoping that something will come around.
It sucks that they couldn't do it this year. I don't know if it's scheduling conflicts or what happened, but I'm assuming it'll come back next year. I guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But you are going to be covering SDCC.
Oh yeah.
So for those of you who want to see stuff from that, he does a good job covering that, and he posts you post the stories, like you'll post like videos and different things on your.
And I'll put it on each day as a highlight,
right?
On my page. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can make sure you follow him so you can see that, because I'm interested in that. There's a couple of people I really want to talk to before STCC to get like what they're feeling, what they think is going to be showing, and then see what their reactions are afterwards. Because are you you're probably going to be a no on this. Are you Motu'd out at all? I know you love it, man.
Am I over it? No.
I didn't say over. Are you Motu'd? Are you out? Like, is it like just it's just so much coming at you?
It's well, in that sense, yes.
A lot of storylines.
With Masterverse, like I couldn't. I was just I had started with Origins.
Mm-hmm.
It was that red rock. It's the packaging, man. It was the packaging that got me.
Right.
The artwork.
Yeah.
It reminded me of this.
Yeah.
And, that really just hits you right there. Right. And so then it was like, man, I have to collect this stuff. So, and then when Masterverse came out, it was like, okay, a lot of it was about the cartoon, when the first line, right? The first wave and all that. And I was like, that's why I didn't even collect classics. Classics didn't really hit me in that same way. I really appreciate classics. I love the way they look, but I didn't feel like I had to have it, kind of thing.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I when I first saw it, I was like, man, I missed the Grayskull, their STCC release.
Yeah.
When I saw that He-Man, I was like, oh boy. I told Dan on Pixel Dan in an interview, I bought 10 He-Man that December, and I bought 10 Skeletor in January, and then I bought 10 like Beastman. I started buying 10 of each one, and then the subscription came along, and you had to pay for the whole. So I wasn't buying 10 subscriptions. So
right. Well, that was the other thing too, is I didn't have the money for the subscription. What was it? I'm 100 and something a month.
I don't remember, man. It was
extra bill.
One figure a month, but you paid so much up front, and they gave you like a map and a bonus figure.
Yeah, bonus figures
once they got started, and so it was definitely at the time. And Dan and I talked about this, was like the price. We thought the price was like $20. It better be $25. Better be good. And now it's like your standard figures, $20. All day long.
Yeah.
But I can understand the packaging though. Like that packaging wasn't, if they had done that in the vintage style packaging, like Super 7 did later.
Right. So the Ultimates, the Ultimates that Super 7 did, that's probably my favorite action figure, honestly. The Ultimate He-Man and Skeletor and that vintage style packaging.
Yeah, the vintage packaging.
Love that.
Is that Rudy Obrero behind you, the artwork there?
That's Rudy.
That's nice.
Yeah. I mean, the reason I really love this, just to go a little off topic, but there's 3 Battle Cats in this photo. And it's like,
Beastman's on one. You're like, what's going on here? Yeah.
And that's all because he thought that Mattel would want to sell a bunch, right? Yeah. So he's like, well, these are like the horses, man. Everybody's got a Battle Cat.
Yeah, just throw them all on there.
That's crazy. What was you guys know, Nick, right? Fuzz Fang, I think, on Instagram. And he's like, he made a shirt, and the guy Paul, I'm like blanking on his last name. And it says, I'm gonna cuss, so apologize. But it says, put a fucking saddle on it. And it
yeah. Well, he says that in the what's his name too? The one of the guys from the Powers of Grayskull documentary. He tells him when they're painting it up, he's like, just put an effing saddle on it. And then he's like,
that's the guy, Paul.
Yeah, it's Paul. Okay, yeah, that was him. Yeah, that was a great line, actually.
Yeah, right.
Saddle on it, man. You know, he's like, just we'll sell it. You know, it's like they were whatever they had. There was the big gym piece, so they pulled that over. He's like, it's never gonna work, never gonna work. And he's like, oh, it looks great. I remember that. Yeah.
I mean, green and orange, like really, but yeah, it worked.
But it works. Yeah, I've got a couple of them back. I've got 2 or 3 on here. I've got, I actually own. So from the first Battle Cat that was stamped out, I have one of every production year that's on the inside leg.
Nice.
From different countries. So I've got a nice little set of. They're not complete. I don't have the armor on all of them, but I do have the bodies with every different stamp that they did over time on the.
That's
mold.
really cool. Wow.
Yeah, and so I enjoy that. It's a nice little collection, and,
right?
Nice little setup. So I love that piece back there. I can't wait to see once you're working on your display room now, right? You're gonna have like a little setup for that.
So we're getting new furniture, rearranging things, and then gonna dig into storage and put up some stuff. It's obviously it's gonna be much smaller, but at least when I'm going on, like, hopefully you'll have me again. I'm sure many times.
Absolutely, right? Yeah.
I'll have a nice display going around me here.
Yeah. Yeah, you're always welcome here, man. You know that.
Oh, thanks.
And I want to be able to see, the progression once you get going. Maybe we'll do like an update where you got some stuff up on the walls, or if you're hanging stuff and you're just getting it going and say, hey, look, here's my progression. Here's where I am. Here's where I want to be. And you can update us on the YouTube thing. So your YouTube channel, what's your goal? Do you have one? Are you doing it to do it? Because I don't have a goal. I'm just having fun. This is a chance for me.
Pretty much going to be in the same boat. It started with me applying for that fair. So I put in my collection to be on display at the San Diego County Fair. And a lot of it was like, I should document this. Yeah, and then I was thinking about doing Instagram lives and things like that. And I'm like, man, but I want people to see this, on a TV. I want it to see it big. So I've had this YouTube channel for a long time, and it actually started out. I recorded Red Dead Redemption little glitches on on online, and I had some videos posted of like these weird, funny glitches. Had all of like maybe 20 something views, if even.
Well, you took all that down, man. You deleted all that.
I deleted it all. Yeah, I
only got one video up
just last week. I just finally deleted it. Because it was pointless. It had nothing to do with my channel anymore. It's going in a different direction now.
Right. Well, so I had a main account on my YouTube channel. I've had since like 2006, 8. I don't know. It's been a long time. And I use that email I sent you. I've been using that for years. That name.
I like how the email just says He-Man.
I've been using He-Man for long time, man. Long time. I was telling Dan I was He-Man on the org, if you remember that. My name was just He-Man on there. Like I'm a Thundercats guy first. Most people don't know that, but He-Man is I don't know. I love it. It's my go-to. It's because the world is much larger. Thundercats is great, and that's my first and my love, man. But with Motu, especially if you're into action figures, there's so much. And then if you get everything and you get bored, you can go into other countries. You can go into variations. I mean, there's a lot to get into.
You can get pretty deep in that rabbit hole for sure.
Multiple play sets. You can go over to. There's just so much to do. Or
test shots like Charlie was doing.
Oh boy, Carlos has a freaking. He's got a horde there. Speaking of horde, I mean, he's got some stuff, and that's only a portion of what he has, man.
So crazy.
He wouldn't let me get into everything. I was like, come on, man. He's like,
show me more. I was like,
let's pull it all out. And he was like, dude, no, just show you a few pieces. I was like, come on.
I felt like it was like Batman 89 and I'm Joker, just like, where does he get all these wonderful like, where do you even find that? Like an in-box.
Dude, he won't,
Leo Faker.
Yeah. When I was collecting test shots and stuff at Classics, people just, because there wasn't a lot on eBay at the time. It was people were in the community dealing stuff here and there. Yeah. And it's just a quiet side. It's not, unless you find one on eBay, it's not something that people just put out there that they have. I don't know why. he mentioned why in his opinion, but I'd like to see more of those. They're just so cool looking, man.
Right.
You know, but people, you know, and they're expensive though, very expensive. That's another. I think that's another part. You know, it's like I'm just trying to get a wave of figures, you know, and then like 4 figures, and you're over there buying one test shot that costs more than like 2 waves. So like that's
so crazy.
It's crazy. Even though he didn't mention price, I know they're expensive.
Yeah.
So. But let me show your YouTube channel real quick, if you don't mind. I'm just gonna pop it up here.
There's not much there, but yeah, it's coming.
No, it's cool, man. So right now, you see he's only got 1 video up, but he's setting up for the his Motu collection of upcoming San Diego County Fair, which starts in 2 days. Correct? It starts on
the 12th. Yep.
Right. And you said tomorrow, I believe.
So tomorrow night is the ribbon ceremony. I got invited to go to a private event. It's from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Pacific time, my time. Okay. We will be. I honestly don't know what to expect. This is
You're gonna document all that.
I'm gonna document all that.
Okay.
Yeah. I went
and bought a
little. Like I said, I got a little microphone here. I got my phone. And I'm gonna be just hanging out. Hopefully, you know, I don't know how it's gonna work. Hang out a little bit. I feel kind of weird just hanging out at my collection. Be like, hey, what do you think?
Cool, man.
Interview. Hey, what do you guys say? But yeah, I'm excited. I hope I won an award. It's kind of weird. In the video you saw, right? They give me 4 shelves, right? So it's supposed to be. It's 2 entries technically. It's two top shelves, 2 bottom shelves. Now, in order for me to get Castle Grayskull to fit, I had to like rework everything and made it 3 shelves. So I don't know if they're going to count the top 2 as an entry and then just the bottom shelf as an entry, or like if it's
just so they'll break it off and say, well, this is a separate entry from this one.
Right.
So you could technically win a couple of times. If
technically, yes.
Okay.
But even if I don't win, I think the big thing with me was being able to see everything displayed again, man. It's been so long since I had my vintage stuff out and displayed. You know, I was living in the Bay Area with my parents last time I actually had like that much of my vintage stuff out. So we're talking over 20 years. So it's really nice to see it all set up and letting everyone enjoy it. I put a little bio about myself. I put a little index card with a QR code to my Instagram, trying to hopefully grow that. You know, the lady told me
any way you can, man.
Well, that was the thing. The lady told me, she said the San Diego County Fair got 1.5 million visitors last year. 1.5 million. If even 500 or 1,000 scan that QR code, I'm happy.
That's great. I hope you do well, man. I really do. I hope that it's a good experience. I mean, it's cool, just like you said, to be able to see it. Now, speaking of putting stuff on the shelf, I asked you this in a message. I texted you or I sent you a message and I asked you. I was like, I know you didn't leave an original carded 12-back He-Man on that top shelf on the left there. You're like, yes, I did.
I did.
So explain to the folks who don't know, when you leave your stuff there, they seal that up.
Yes.
Your individual displays. So when you leave stuff, you're not just like, not that people are going to come take the stuff, but I mean, it's locked up and people are watching, but they do individually lock up the cases. Correct. Once you put everything in. Okay.
So you can't adhesive anything to the shelves other than using what's called museum wax, which I had never heard of before, but I guess it's for like, stabilizing bases.
Is it blue or anything like that? Like the little stuff? Is it
kinda? The one I got was clear. I just ordered on Amazon, but it was a clear kind of like a putty.
Mm-hmm. See a lot of toy makers use that in their displays when you go to like conventions and all. You see videos, they stick that way too. It keeps the figure from falling over.
Exactly. So that's what I did. I basically used it on a lot of the stuff. So that way, because these are like giant rolling, it's almost like that bookshelf behind you, but these things are on rollers.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like plywood. And then when you had it all set up, this lady comes by. You had 2 hours to set it up. And that first hour, I'm like with my wife and we're putting the figures on these little stands. Shout out to Kenzo's Creations, by the way. He made these little stands for me and they're awesome. And I'm putting them on, getting all of the weapons just right and everything. Next thing I know, I'm like, oh my gosh, I only have an hour left. So then I go to put I have this thirst quencher It's like a Motu little drink dispenser. You know, the Drink Master, right? This
Yeah.
is the European version of it, which was crazy. I didn't even
It's not
realize.
the one that has the mugs that hang on it. You're not. Is that
Exactly.
the one? Yeah. Okay.
Yep. So I went to put that in. It didn't fit. So then I had to put the shelf even higher and fix everything. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm going to run out of time, not put everything. With about 15 minutes left, this lady comes up and she's like, oh, it looks like you're about done. And I was like, oh yeah. Which in hindsight, I wish I would have taken that extra 15 minutes and kind of, I had my bubble bath there. The tag was backwards. I should have flipped. Like there was little things like I wanted to tweak and I didn't. But overall, I mean, I'm really happy with the way it came out. And they had some dude come over and they hex bolt this plexiglass in front of it. So, unless you coming in hardcore late night with some crazy specific tools, my collection should hopefully be safe.
Yeah, it'll be fine. So you're in there at least. You got your stuff representing the Motu community as well. Do you see anybody else there doing anything action figure wise?
I was funny because if you go around, and I'll be sure to show this tomorrow night, there is everything and anything in this collection. If you go, so I got an end cap, so I literally have I'm on by myself. But if you turn the corner, the collection next to mine are scrub daddies. You know, those little like smiley face.
Yeah, the smiley face. Yeah.
Someone collected that.
Well, I'm real quick before you go on. I just want to. I think you have an advantage being on the end like that.
Yeah,
because I was you're more striking. Like you see yours, and it's not like, well, what about ABC here? Well, you're on the end, and you're not being compared.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like, okay, this is great, But the scrub dad, I do. You're talking about the little smiley face, the little rip like edges, around it. A cookie cutter almost cut out of it.
Exactly.
So they collect those?
I guess so.
Apparently.
There was a lady in line with me that collected koozies. So she had all kinds of different koozies from all walks of life. So crazy stuff. But the craziest thing was, I'm all done and had to go fill out some paperwork.
Mm-hmm.
And I walked the other side. On the other end cap opposite of me was a half case display of classics.
Ooh.
And I was like, what the heck? I was like thrown off. And this guy, he did a good job. Like it's got the classics castle and he made like a battle scene. Like there's like a fight going on, which I thought was really great. And he wrote out little index cards talking about Motu's history on each little thing. That's nice. I'll be sure to document that some more tomorrow night for sure.
Yeah, make sure you do. Yeah, pull that up.
Yeah.
And that's going to run from, if you're in the San Diego area and you want to go to that, it's going to be running from June
12th through July 7th, I believe. They're not open Mondays and Tuesdays. So it's Wednesdays through Sundays, the 12th through July 7th.
All right, cool, man. So hopefully people will check that out and see your first video you got up here. It's interesting. I've never thought of ever doing anything like that. And I'll be honest with you, I've been to San Diego before. I've been there and stayed there. I've never even imagined a county fair in San Diego. Like it's just not something I've ever pictured. I was in the gas lamp district downtown area and just never.
The fair's about 30 minutes, 25 minutes north of downtown.
Okay. So I'm assuming it's still called the gas lamp district downtown. Yes. Okay.
Yep. That's actually where, so I live I could walk to Gaslamp from where I'm at.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. That's great, man. I enjoyed it there when I was in beautiful weather.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful weather. Right? Yeah. So let's pull up your Instagram here and share that with people too, so they can see that.
Sure.
Get that pulled up. And again, 6,800 followers. Congratulations on that.
Thanks.
You can see here he's got 1,167 posts, man. You've been a busy guy. That's a lot of stuff, man. But you've been on there.
That's over 7 years. Though.
Yeah, that's not bad. Right? Yeah, I'm probably sitting at like 600, and I've deleted mine 3 or 4 times and started over. So
right.
Here's a great one here with you and the man himself, Mark Taylor. His birthday was recently.
Yep. Yeah, that was I want to say 2017 PowerCon,
Archon.
somewhere around there. 2016 maybe.
20, it's 20. I don't know. It's on his. I think it's 2018. It's on his tag. It's either
Oh, it's
15
on
or
his tag.
18.
2018. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I believe that's what it says. Yeah. Yeah. How long? He passed away. What? He's over a year ago now, right?
2021. Yeah.
2021, somewhere around there.
Yeah, because I remember he was supposed to be at PowerCon 2021 in LA, and they said that he was sick and had to go to the hospital.
Okay.
And then he apparently recovered, but then got sick again and then passed that, unfortunately. I think it was like Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. It was crushing.
Sucks, man. Yeah. Everything that we are into is really attributed. You know, he's got his hand in all of it, man.
Oh yeah.
With the thoughts behind most of it, bringing it to life. You know, now obviously the sculptors and doing stuff with the figures, but the drawings, the ideas, he's heavily influenced on other toy lines as well. You know,
Ninja Turtles. He did it all.
He's been involved in a lot of stuff, man. But yeah, I'll make sure I put both, you know, your YouTube and your Instagram down below so people can check it out.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
I wanted to just come on and do a quick video with you and just so people get to know you who haven't seen you. Not that I just started YouTube as well. So I figured two guys starting YouTube, why not? Get on there and talk for a little bit.
For sure.
Let me ask you something off topic of this stuff. Did you I know you backed the Kickstarter for Faking Filmation.
I did.
Did you do the questions to appear on the to be into?
I did not pay enough to do that. I don't think.
I thought you picked that up to be on the in the credits. When you pick up that tier,
it's been so long that I don't even.
I'm pretty sure you were one of the 25. I thought you did that.
I did the 200 backing. What is that? I don't even remember.
Yeah, you did it's 199. It was to be in the film.
199.
So you didn't get the questionnaire. I saw it today. It had to be turned in by today. I saw it. So apparently I liked the post where Rob commented and said, hey, you know, you got to do this by a certain date, by June 10th is the deadline. And you have to read the questions to yourself and then answer the questions. And I put a like on there, but I think what it was, you can hit previous and next on the post on the website. And I think I hit the heart on the one that I thought I had read already, maybe. And I just skipped over it and kept going. And I saw it today. Man, supposed to answer.
Totally. I mean, I've
supposed to be delivered in
2021. I've had change of living, like so much going on that it went right over. It's all right. I mean, I'm happy to support them. I want to see the film be made, I guess, right?
Yeah. What's about James too, and his journey and everything he's done, James Detox. Right. So I was just curious. I wanted to ask you that because I don't know if I can. When I get done with this, do I need to go read the questions real quick to myself? And
right? Today's the deadline, man.
Rob was like, all right, you can go ahead and submit it, man. I just totally blew that, you know, because that's another part of the Motu history. You know, I'd like to be a part of that as well, you know, and his journey, definitely. Stuff he's done. So, but anyway, man, anything else you want to add at all?
I would say just stay tuned for my YouTube, man. That thing is tomorrow night. I'm going to work on the video. I'm hoping to have the video for it posted by the weekend.
Okay.
Just a matter of if I can get enough time to do it. And then definitely tune in for San Diego Comic-Con. It's about a month away, a little over a month and a half, 6 weeks.
Right. Looking forward to that.
And yeah, if you enjoy Comic-Con, if you enjoy Masters Universe, I'm like a lurker in the motel booth.
Okay. Yeah, you're not a stalker, you're a lurker.
I'm not a stalker, I'm a lurker.
Not a stalker, yeah. All right, yes, my bad. Okay. All right, at least somebody picked up on it. Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, I usually hang out in the motel booth quite a bit, talk to the guys.
Right.
You know, now having a YouTube, I'll probably see if I can maybe get some interviews with someone. It'd be really cool.
Oh boy, I've got something to lay out. You get with me before you do that.
Okay.
No, I'm just messing. Yeah.
And
they do what they can do. I wish they were a little more forthcoming on their free social media channel. You know, just a little sooner with stuff like Mondo too. Mondo, man, that week in advance stuff, needs to be like, hey, this is dropping in 6 months. Be ready for it.
I'm really surprised we haven't seen the exclusives yet. I mean, it's 6 weeks out. You think we'd at least get teasers of, everyone kind of knows, and I mean, maybe you don't, but it's going to pretty much be Too Bad, right?
Right, I heard that.
And there's whispers about a cartoon collection, She-Ra.
I saw that. I think Toy Habits had that up on their on one of their thumbnails on the Instagram post.
You think we'd see something from it?
I think a few years ago we didn't get an SDCC piece. I think PowerCon got everything. Like they got the Horde 4, the troopers and the Rizlor, the darker face, and then the blue Hordak. I don't remember if SDCC got anything from Mattel that year for Motu related.
Right. Even last year, I mean, Motherboard, like, yeah, I like the figure, but I was hoping for something Origins related.
Is that all it was? That was it?
It was just Motherboard.
And the year before that was the 2-pack for the 40th, right? The Skeletor and He-Man.
Again, not much Origins.
And the Lego piece. Yeah,
it was the Mega Constructs piece.
So Origins hasn't had anything for a few years then. What was the last piece?
They announced Eternia 2 years ago, though. Like that display, seeing that, oh man. I was like a kid I didn't talk about that was the year I stalked for sure. I was hanging around at that.
You were stalking on that one.
I was a stalker, man. I was hanging out at that Mattel booth around that Eternia for far too long. It was hard to I just didn't want to leave it.
There was a lot of stuff going on in there. They had a lot of figures they showed off. The Cold was it not Coldor? Who was it? Coldar. Jeez. Coldar was in there because I posted on mine like the armor was shinier in that versus what we got. We got more of the gummy like plastic, not that hard candy like I wanted. It looked really good in that display. It could have been just the lighting. You never know. But
and then all the Snake Men too. They
had a custom stuff.
Yeah, they jerry-rigged these little Snake Men, and I'm like, oh, those are just little Snake Men for the display. No, we actually got those.
That 4-pack.
The diabolical, snakes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they definitely, hopefully they'll put on a show this year. I guess in the past, they've shown off Origin stuff. Like you said, they showed the Eternia, and then we got the pre-order, showed off the Camo Con and different things. So they have shown off stuff. We got that 4-pack. I believe that was later announced, and it was going to be later, and that went on sale, by the way, today.
Yes.
Yeah. So
I actually posted in my Instagram story about that because what year was that? 2021, right? So that's been
that long?
3 years.
It can't be that long.
But 2022 maybe.
Maybe 22
so
or 20.
2 years. It's been 2 years at 150. They wouldn't touch the price. And now they finally agreed to touch the price and bring it down, which still, I mean, $97 for 4 figures. One of which we ended up getting in a regular line, the 2000X version. So
him multiple times.
Yeah.
He's in the 4-pack as a snake armor.
With the snake armor. Yeah.
Yeah. He's in snake armor in a packaging.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So he's multiple. He's all over, man. I mean, you got to make money somewhere, I guess, off the molds and all, and the heads and everything. So that's fine. Whatever they're doing. But anyway, man, I appreciate you coming on and talking with me, chit-chatting, and looking forward to your post and updated video, update on the collection, how it's going in the room.
Yeah, I'll be sure to hop on. We can do this again, probably be a few weeks, and I'll have something up, and we can do this again for sure.
All right, man. Well, we're looking forward to SDCC and see what you got there. Any predictions other than the Too Bad and the She-Ra? Anything you think we may get?
I mean, I don't think anything is going to come out, but what will they show? I would love to see Modulok. I would love to see Dragster, and I would love to see Rio Blast. Those 3 I would love if they could give, because they gave us what? Cyclone, Extendar. I'm talking about like the vintage.
Yeah.
Because obviously we know they'll probably show. Oh my gosh. What's the dude's name from the mini comic? Geldor? They showed concept art of him, right? Or no, they actually showed the figure, I think. During that one, the Mo Tuesday.
Eldor?
Well, Eldor too. No. The dude with the mohawk and the axe. I'm like, why am I should know this.
Oh, I know you're talking about.
I thought it was Geldor. Maybe I'm
It
mistaken.
might be. It might be. I'm waiting for both laser figures, the Giants and Hero and Eldor, and I'm good to go.
Oh, so you want the
I need
Powers of Grayskull
Powers
kind
of
of.
Grayskull. I need the Pog stuff finished. Let's go. I know they were going to release Homegirl 2 from that. That's fine. Whatever. Both laser figures, I would love to. I owned them a few years ago. I regret letting those go. And
Oh wow.
yeah, I wish I had kept those, but I'd like to just get an updated version of them. I'll be fine with that. They have to work. They got to be powered. They have to have a battery pack. They've got to work.
Definitely.
That's my 2 cents on that. They need to happen. That needs to come on. Just give me those and I can sit back and watch the rest of y'all fight over what needs to come on and go. But if I could just get those 2 figures mainly there, I'd be happy.
Yeah, I would be stoked with those too.
Yeah, trying to find a vintage piece is tough, man.
That's the thing with some of those, the Giants and all that. So expensive if you go vintage. So,
well, I'll say this: you can find it, but knowing if it's real armor or if it's repo or if it's there's so much stuff that's been, and there's a couple of guys who do really good custom stuff and they cast the armor.
Yeah,
where you can't tell unless you have a vintage one in your hand to really look at and go through it.
it's tough.
So, and plus some of the reproduction pieces they want to sell you for $500. Like, man, I'd rather just spend $2-3 grand and get the real deal in the package and just a beat up box, and open it. I mean, so
for real.
Anyway, all right, man. We'll keep us posted and we'll see that video pop up here by the weekend, probably for tomorrow night. And can't wait to see your stuff for STCC, man. All the stuff you post. So,
thank you, man. It's been an honor. Thank you for having me on. Appreciate it.
No problem, brother. All right, y'all take care, and we'll talk soon, everybody. Later.